It's so nice to be back to Prague right before Christmas. Oh, looks like there's a new advertisement over there. Get a guide that won't misguide you. To get a proper tour of the city, stop by at the Old Town Hall and hire one of our official licensed guides. Avoid street scammers with red umbrellas. Avoid street scammers with red umbrellas. Wait a minute. The wording on this banner is quite unfortunate because guess what? We use red umbrellas. So now anyone who gets off the plane and reads this banner would think that we are scammers, and we aren't. We pay taxes, our business is registered, we don't lie to our customers, but somehow Prague City Tourism, a team of experts, decided that it would be okay to say that anyone who uses red umbrellas is a scammer. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it definitely raises a lot of questions. How can people who know so much about the city and spend millions on advertisement say something like that without fact-checking it? Obviously, an easy fix would be to change colors of our umbrellas. By the way, a great tip for the actual scammers that they probably had in mind creating this advertisement: just change the color of your umbrella, right? But we aren't gonna change anything because, well, we are not scamming people, so we have nothing to worry about. What makes this situation infinitely more hilarious and Kafkaesque is the fact that Václav, Nico and I, as well as other guides, had completed a 9-month-long guiding course provided by Prague City Tourism. It was a lot of fun, actually. When I was doing it, the course was 10,000 crowns. Right now, I think it goes up to 25,000 crowns. So now even the guides licensed with Prague City Tourism can become scammers. I wonder how that works. It just bums us out that potential customers can be swayed because of those false claims stated in the banner. But let's have a closer look at Prague City Tourism, shall we? So Prague City Tourism Airport ad alleges that you can find official tour guides here in the Old Town Hall. But before we talk about that, let's discuss what does it actually mean to be an official tour guide in Prague. Surprise, surprise, for that you don't have to work in the Old Town Hall, you have to be registered in another building right on the opposite side of the Old Town Square. Alright, so let's talk about the official process of becoming a guide in Prague. First of all, you have to be registered here, which is the Czech Ministry of Regional Development. There is a list of official guides, you can find it online, and if you know the full name of the guide you're interested in, you can even look them up here, because if their name comes up on this list, that means that they are registered legal guide. If it doesn't, well, they can receive a fine, which is a lot of money. In addition to being registered there, you should also receive one of these two licenses. Oh, sorry, they're upside down. So either silver one, which is mine, or golden one, which is Václav's. So the difference between these two was about 5,000 crowns. Why? Because to get the golden license, among the other things, you can also do an extension course. In the past, to be a guide in Prague, you could do a 9-month-long course and get special Prague tour guide license, but then they changed the law and we had to get those licenses as well. And to get the golden one, you had to do an extension course, which was about 4,000 to 5,000 crowns. I'm not sure about the prices now. Maybe it's more expensive, maybe it's cheaper. So Václav did it, Nico did it. I was too lazy to do that, so I still have the silver license. I don't mind. I like the color silver. I think it suits me better. So coming back to the campaign that the Prague City Tourism is running, that claims that the only official tour guides work there. Now we can clearly see that is not true, because, for example, all of us are registered with the ministry, but we don't work for Prague City Tourism. But I'll tell you a little secret. I actually used to work there. Based on my experience working for Prague City Tourism, I can understand why some guides choose to do freelance work or free tour work instead of working for a big company. When you're guiding for a big tour agency, you're kind of like their cash cow. You're doing all of the tours, putting a lot of effort into guiding, and sometimes it is not reflected in the salary that you are getting. As opposed to freelance work or free tour work, where you receive most money that you are earning. I'm saying most because there's still a portion that you have to pay for advertisement. We've mentioned it in our free tour video that I will link down below, but basically when you're paying for advertisement on Google or advertise yourself on bigger platforms like tour resellers Guru, you have to pay for every person you are getting from there. It's around 2.2 euro per person that the guide has to pay to the platform to even get customers. And of course, you have to pay taxes. That's right. In the Czech Republic, you have to declare tips as your income as well. That brings me to the next point. There's a slew of articles that you can find online which claim that free tour guides do not pay taxes and make around 90,000 crowns per day.
Údajně si cizinci, kteří takto provádějí v centru města turisty, přijdou až na 90 000 korun denně.
Which makes it around 2 million crowns per month. You guys, if I was making so much money, I would simply buy all of these newspapers and shut them up. But that's not the case. But it's true that free tour guides make better money than, let's say, guides who work for old school agencies like Prague City Tourism. But I would say it's only 30 to 50% more on the average. Besides this airport banner, they also wrote an article which seems to be about the same thing, warning tourists about certain scams and potential law breaking that can occur. And that article also uses very interesting wording. Make no mistake, no free tour is really free. That makes it sound like we are lying to customers who come to our tours and tell them in the beginning, oh, you don't have to pay anything, and then in the end, what? Force them to give us all of their money or put a gun to their head? I don't know how they think it works. Usually when people join a free tour, they're familiar with the concept, and even if they are not, the guide tells them about it straight away, so they have a chance to just walk away and not join the free tour. Or if they didn't like the tour in the end, give less money or no money at all. Our guides are trained professionals and you won't find any better. You won't find any better. I wonder what supports that claim. Can you actually say that as an organization that is 100% owned by the city of Prague? Can you say that you are the best? That's a question for the lawyers, I guess. When we woke up and learned about the new campaign, we were not surprised, sadly, because we've been following these hit pieces and scathing articles, as well as more passive-aggressive efforts to bring us down for years, but our guides were appalled. I guess because they were of a better opinion about organizations that run tourist industry in this city. For example, this article from 2018 perfectly illustrates some of these false claims that are often made by the media about free tours. As you can see, they have this lovely poster here where they separated Prague City Tourism guides and free tour guides, and they bluntly state here that only Prague City Tourism guides have a license. As you can see, it's written over here, and free tour guides do not have licenses. Wow. The license that this lady on the photo is holding is the exact same one that I have. I guess this myth is debunked, huh? Prague City Tourism in particular made it abundantly clear to us over the years that they don't like free tours and free tour guides. In fact, when I was doing my guiding course, on the very first lecture, our teacher told us that she doesn't like free tours and she wishes all of them were banned. Oblivious to the fact that there were multiple free tour guides sitting in the audience, of course. But that's okay, that's her opinion. She's allowed to have it. To let Prague City Tourism in on something, we are doing free tours because that's what tourists want. This is their preferred concept. We also have private tours and paid tours, yet free tours are something that many tourists want to join. If the city of Prague decided to ban all the free tours tomorrow, that's okay. We would just do something else. We would do paid tours instead. That way we wouldn't have to worry about how much money we would get in tips the next day, right? We would have good night's sleep without any nightmares. So I'm not here to defend the whole concept of free tours. That's not of my concern. What I'm worried about though is that the fact Prague City Tourism is 100% owned by the city of Prague. That puts a different twist on their campaign because it's not just like a regular standoff between two competitors. It's the whole city of Prague making a campaign against a company like ours that happened to use red umbrellas. All of that makes this campaign sound like a defamation case, but I honestly don't know if it is. To give Prague City Tourism the benefit of the doubt, they could be referring to promoters of hop-on, hop-off buses that usually use red umbrellas when they're working on the street. Hop-on, hop-off buses don't actually have tour guides. I'm sure you are familiar with this concept as well. It's more of a means of transport for tourists around the city. They do have some audio guides and sometimes people who help you with your tickets on the buses, but it's not a tour guiding service. What can I say? A defamation campaign against our business was definitely not on my wish list for Santa this year, yet this is what I got for Christmas. We will keep you updated, guys. Make sure to share this video with your friends who are coming to Prague so they know that we are not scammers. It's just unfortunately we're tangled up in this campaign that the city of Prague seems to be running against us. And we'll see you in our next one. Bye!